Alright, it's your boy Reezy here with the Reason Sports Network. We here to break down these NFL games from week 12 of 2019. It's not too much to break down in this game. The Bears got spanked. Packers whooped on them 38-10 like they normally do. Gary Williams, another great game, 28 carries, 101 yards, 3 catches, 36 yards. Y'all see Ryan Green, Kendrick Rodriguez, James Setzer. Then we got Cincinnati beating Cleveland 49-20. Cleveland, just a bunch of catch-up yards for real. Never have a lot of rushing yards, always a lot of passing yards. It is what it is. Y'all see Eric Nelson, Josh Owens, Orlando Swain, Mike Brown. You know, that's how it be for the Browns games. They get smacked and then they got a lot of catch-up yards. We see Carolina, Philly. Carolina got the win over Philly, 23-21. Philly tried to come back in the end, wasn't enough. Panthers, hey, they on a roll right now, trying to do their thing out here. Yeah, you see the team stats: Philly 368 yards of total offense, Carolina 308. Even in the turnover battle, y'all see what's going on. Minnesota take that L to Indianapolis. Indianapolis wins 24-21. Even without a run game, less than 50 yards rushing, and they lost a turnover battle. He still found a way to win. Impressive win by Indianapolis. They got that lights out defense. You see Scott Robinson, Lorenzo Boyd had a nice game. Trevor West, Matt Herron. Y'all see what's going on. Kansas City beats Buffalo 27-15. Did a great job of stopping the run and rushing the passer. Buffalo only got 55 rushing yards. A lot of guys made plays in this game. But yeah, Kansas City had full control towards the end. Will Gallagher, John Moss, Tyler Hall, Richard Jenkins. Y'all see the players of the games. Nobody did anything too spectacular. It was an ugly game, to be honest with you. Jacksonville spanked the Cowboys 48-21. Y'all see balanced attack from Jacksonville. 163 on the ground, 284 in the air. Had one-time possession, won the turnover battle, did what they supposed to do. Lawrence Cowan, player of the game, not no Kendrick Whitewater this game. Great balanced attack. Y'all see Chris Stevens, Philip Fitzpatrick, and Jamal Tucker. Anyways, Detroit still undefeated. Dominated that second quarter. 23 points in the second quarter. Just been dominant in the second quarter. Defense did their thing too. 4 turnovers for Miami. That's crazy. Yeah, y'all saw Brandon Jones, player of the game, Darius Holmes, Jamie Johnson, Eric Snyder. Yeah, not a lot of memorable performances. Las Vegas, dominant against Denver. It was a complete domination from Vegas. They took their foot off the gas. 520 passing yards, 142 rushing yards. Yeah, that's not real, bro. That's almost 700 yards. Look, DeMarcus Williams, 29 for 30, 520 yards. That's crazy. 5 carries, 41 yards, man. That's all-time performance right there. Baltimore beats Tennessee by 10, 38-28. A balanced attack from Baltimore. 183 in the air, 162 on the ground. Tennessee, that run game was shut down. Had to throw that rock. And yeah, see David Daly, player of the game, Manuel Thomas, Keenan Days did his thing, Allen Mitchell. Hey, y'all see what's going on. Rams in Arizona. The Rams without Sean Amory gets a win over Arizona, who only has 1 win on the season. Arizona's been a terrible team so far this year, battling for that #1 pick. Yeah, y'all see what's going on. Yeah, Reggie Hall, Michael Humphrey, James Scott, Robert Weber. Not a lot going on in this game. Not no memorable performances, but yeah, the Rams won. San Fran beats New Orleans. Intense back and forth game. San Fran 145 on the ground, 278 in the air. New Orleans 312 in the air, 148 in the ground. Still not enough to come up over top of San Francisco because they lost that turnover battle. Y'all see Graham McShawn, first ever start, dominated. 13 carries, 114, 8 catches, 85 yards. My man was dominant today. Over 200, almost 200 all-purpose yards. The Jets and the Steelers. Steelers come up on top. The Steelers are on a roll right now. 21-14. Did they thing. The Jets tried to come back in the third quarter. Couldn't get it done. I see Corey Brown, Patrick Bennett, Cole Johnson, David Lynch, these are the players of the game. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Seattle get a victory over the Giants. Y'all see Seattle won the game without even having a dominant run game. The Giants ain't have no run game. Seattle had 2 turnovers, lost a turnover battle, 2-zip. Still came out with a 13-point victory. Very impressive. Brad James, 354, putting up numbers. Josh Hope, Brad Moses, Michael Wright. Y'all see what these guys did. Tampa Bay and ATL. Closer than we expected. Expected Atlanta to roll these boys, but nah. Tampa Bay wasn't going for it. Atlanta had to fight tooth and nail, claw their way to win this game. Didn't even have 100 rushing yards, which they normally do. Turnover battle was the same. Yeah, Tampa Bay only had 18 rushing yards. That's crazy. James Carlson, 377. Still couldn't get the win. But yeah, Al Francis did his thing. 353, 2 touchdowns. And now let's take a look at the division leaders. Right now, AFC East, extremely competitive. Top 3 teams are all 6-5. Yeah. Miami, the Jets, New England, Buffalo down there 3-8. AFC North, Baltimore 10-2. Pittsburgh doing good 7-4. Cincinnati 3-8. Cleveland 2-7. AFC South, Houston and Jacks tied, battling it out 8-3. Both of them 8-3. Indy 4-7. Tennessee 4-8. Let's look at the Raiders now. Top of the AFC West, been dominant. I think right now they the best team in the league. Can't nobody match with them score for score. Hey, they going crazy right now. 8-2, KC 7-4, the Chargers 5-6, and Denver at 2-9. Now let's go over to the NFC. NFC East, Washington at the top 9-2. Ain't nobody messing with them so far this year. Philadelphia 4-6, Giants 4-7, Dallas 3-9. And then NFC North. Surprise, surprise. The top of the NFC North is the Lions. The Lions have been dominant so far this year. 11-0. Green Bay 8-3. Minnesota 5-7. Chicago 2-10. Terrible. Atlanta 9-3. Carolina 7-5. Tampa Bay 3-7. New Orleans 3-8 now. NFC South, yeah, that's the division standings for them. NFC West, San Fran up at the top 9-2. The Rams right behind them with no Sean Emery. 8-3. Seattle 2-9. And Arizona, worst team in the league right now, fighting for that number 1 overall pick, Arizona Cardinals. Alright, let's break down these stat leaders so far in the NFL after 12 weeks. And these are the passing leaders, sorting it out first. We're going to sort it out by quarterback rating. And like I said, this is the 30-19 season, because these ain't no 2023 type stats. You got 12 weeks into the season, you got to do like DeMarcus Williams throwing 40 touchdowns already. Yeah, you see, 3,800 yards, 40 touchdowns, 8 picks. Keenan Days, 2,900 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. Sean Emery, 3,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks. He hurt right now. Hope my man Sean Emery get back, because the Rams, they a little bit lacking without him. Kendrick Whitewater, 4,300 yards so far, 34 touchdowns, 7 picks. Traymon Shady, 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, but the 25 picks. Already talked about it in the last video. Gotta cut down on the turnovers, gotta protect the football more. Jeremy Clark, 3,200 passing yards, 34 touchdowns, 5 picks. Good season for him so far. Al Francis, 4,300 yards. That's crazy. 34 touchdowns, 6 picks. Rodney Mosley, 3,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 picks. You see Kenny Thompson, you see Shane Moss. And we can go down the list. Y'all can stop whenever y'all want to and look at some of these quarterbacks. But yeah, see, look, Eric Nelson, they've been playing a lot of catch up in their games. 4,800 yards. That is a lot of passing yards, but he is throwing for 51% completion percentage, and he has 24 interceptions. So y'all view that how y'all want to view that. But yeah, y'all see the rest of the quarterbacks so far. Bryce Vitry, he's been the best running back in the league all season. He's still the best running back in the league. 1,700 yards, 9 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns, crazy numbers. Brian Hudson from the Falcons, 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns. Gary Williams, 1,400 yards, 23 touchdowns. That's crazy, bro. 12 weeks throughout the season, you getting 2 touchdowns per game. Hey, he on a contract year too. He gonna get broken off after the season. Vince Sampson, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Corey Johnson, 1,200 yards, 18 touchdowns. Lawrence Cowan, 1,200 yards, 28 touchdowns. Yeah, 28 touchdowns, that's crazy, bro. Hey, he might break LaDainian Tomlinson record. Come on now. Patrick Hogan, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Jake Charles, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Keenan Days, as a quarterback, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. Y'all see the rest of them. We just gonna skim through. Y'all can stop whenever y'all want to. Yeah, Sean Emery so far, he's been hurt for a while, but 8 yards per carry, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Yeah. See Kyle Smith, 6.5 yards per carry, 792 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns. He got a lot of receiving yards too, so watch out for Kyle Smith. So far, the leading receiver, is Chris Ferguson. They are on a bye week this week, but 20 yards per catch, 14 touchdowns. That's crazy. But what's even crazier is a tight end, Chris Bird, 1,800 yards, 20 yards per catch, 17 touchdowns. This man's something special. Zach Carroll, 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. Marlon Restu, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Rayvon Lewis, 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. Marcus Hines, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns. Kyle Williams, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. But look at this though, 30 yards per catch. You're not supposed to do that in the NFL. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. 30 yards per catch. He is the deep man for the Raiders offense, but 30 yards per catch, that's crazy to me. Jonathan Goddard, you see 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. William Mitchell, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. Yeah, y'all see all the rest of the guys. All these guys with 1,000 yards so far. That's crazy to me. Yeah, Zyresh, you see 21 yards per catch, 43 catches, 917 yards, 12 touchdowns. He been a dog so far this year for the Raiders. Yeah, y'all see. Y'all can stop the video whenever y'all want. Pause it to see whoever got the receiving yards and all that. Brandon Keys so far leading the NFL in sacks as a defensive tackle. He on his Vontae Austin time. And this is the good reason why the Lions are undefeated right now. It's crazy. They've been dominant on the defensive side of the ball. Christian Towns, in my opinion, best defensive end in the league. 15 sacks. Great season so far. 36 tackles for loss. That's insane. Marcus Mitchell, 13.5 sacks. Allen Finley, 12.5 sacks. Jeremiah Hawkins, a middle linebacker, 12.5 sacks. Very impressive. All-pro type season. Ryan Parrish, 10.5. Y'all see Mark Robinson, Matt Jackson, Corey Mayhew. Y'all see. We can keep scrolling down. Y'all can pause whenever y'all want. LaRue Davis so far, 7 picks. That's crazy. 7 interceptions, man. He doing his thing as a safety. Kenneth Brown, y'all see 5 picks. Allen Mitchell, a middle linebacker with 5 picks for the Ravens. Y'all see, we just gonna scroll through. Y'all can pause it whenever y'all want. Yeah, see Jeremiah Hawkins, 4 picks. That's crazy for a middle linebacker. Easy first team All-Pro. He might be Defensive Player of the Year. Darius Ryan, my opinion, best corner in the league, 4 picks. Y'all see. But yeah, a lot of dogs. It's a lot of dogs in this league. If you want to be included as a character in the Reason Sports Network universe, then this is the video for you. In the Reason Sports Network, we make content for high school football, college football, and the NFL. You can be a character in our series and see yourself evolve from high school to college to the pros. If you want to be a part of this, then fill out the form that's in the description. When you fill out the form, make sure to choose only one level of football. Choose either high school, college, or the NFL. If you choose multiple levels of football, then I will select the smaller level. For instance, if you choose a high school and a college team, then you will start your career in high school. If you choose a college and an NFL team, then you'll start your career in college. If you start your career in the NFL, then you'll start off as an undrafted free agent. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for filling out the form and wanting to be part of the Reason Sports Network, and enjoy the content.